In a land of ice and snow, where the northern lights danced across the night sky and the wind howled through the pine trees, lived a young boy named Max. Max was no ordinary boy. He was a budding detective with a sharp mind and a keen eye for detail. His best friend was a clever rabbit named Samuel, who had a knack for sniffing out clues. One frosty morning, Max and Samuel were exploring the outskirts of their small village, Frosthaven. They were on the lookout for any signs of trouble, as rumors had been spreading about a dangerous criminal organization called the Frostfangs. The Frostfangs were known for their cunning schemes and ruthless tactics, and their presence had everyone on edge. As Max and Samuel trudged through the snow, they stumbled upon a peculiar set of footprints. The prints were large and deep, unlike anything they had ever seen before. Max's curiosity was piqued, and he decided to follow the trail, hoping it would lead to some answers. The footprints led them to an old, abandoned cabin hidden deep within the forest. The cabin looked like it hadn't been used in years, but Max's sharp eyes noticed fresh tracks leading inside. With a determined nod to Samuel, Max cautiously approached the cabin and peeked through a cracked window. Inside the cabin, Max saw a group of shadowy figures huddled around a table, whispering in hushed tones. He recognized the emblem on their jackets. It was the mark of the Frostfangs. Max's heart raced as he realized he had stumbled upon their hideout. He knew he had to act quickly to gather more information and put a stop to their plans. Max and Samuel devised a plan. While Samuel kept watch outside, Max sneaked into the cabin through a back window. He hid behind a stack of crates and listened carefully to the Frostfangs' conversation. They were plotting to steal a valuable artifact from the village's museum, a priceless crystal that was said to have magical properties. Max knew he had to warn the villagers and devise a plan to protect the crystal. He quietly slipped out of the cabin and reunited with Samuel. Together, they raced back to Frosthaven, their minds racing with ideas on how to thwart the Frostfangs' scheme. Back in the village, Max gathered a group of trusted friends and explained the situation. They quickly formulated a plan to set a trap for the Frostfangs. That night, they hid in the shadows near the museum, waiting for the criminals to make their move. As the clock struck midnight, the Frostfangs arrived, sneaking towards the museum with their eyes fixed on the crystal. Just as they were about to break in, Max and his friends sprang into action. They surrounded the Frostfangs, catching them off guard. Samuel, with his quick reflexes, snatched the crystal from the leader's hands. The villagers, alerted by the commotion, rushed to the scene and helped apprehend the Frostfangs. The village elder, impressed by Max's bravery and quick thinking, commended him and Samuel for their heroic efforts. The crystal was safely returned to the museum, and the Frostfangs were handed over to the authorities. With the threat of the Frostfangs neutralized, peace returned to Frosthaven. Max and Samuel became local heroes, their names celebrated in stories told around warm fireplaces. Max knew that more adventures awaited them, but for now, he was content to enjoy the quiet beauty of his snowy home, grateful for the bond he shared with his clever rabbit friend. And so, in the land of ice and snow, Max and Samuel continued their adventures, always ready to outwit any foe that dared to threaten their beloved village.